To sports now, a busy day from the court to the gridiron and some major announcements, plus a shocker for the Miami Dolphins. An American coming so close to winning the first Grand Slam in over 2 decades at the U.S. Open. So close. Also today, the NFL announcing Kendrick Lamar will headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Wow. Plus, Dak's deal, the Cowboys QB inking the biggest contract in NFL history. And finally, Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill making headlines after being detained by police. He was actually handcuffed on the ground on his way to the game. In a statement, the Dolphins saying they were aware of the traffic stop just 1 block from the stadium. The statement reading in part, several teammates saw the incident and stopped to offer support. Tyreek and all other players involved have safely arrived to the stadium and will be available for today's game. All right, the president of ELM Sports, Eric Mitchell, friend of the show, here with me right now. Eric, okay, I want to talk about everything all at once, but my script says the U.S. Open, so we'll go there. Within just the last few minutes, as my producers and writers have been watching for me, as we multitask the news, Taylor Fritz, the American, losing to Yannick Sinner in straight sets at the U.S. Open. So close. He was going to be like the next Andy Roddick. Did you watch the performance? Did you watch the volley?
I watched a bit of it. It's hard because there's also something else on the TV right now, which is consuming most of us. If you're a fantasy football fan, you know I'm talking about NFL season. The first week of the season is on right now. So going back and forth between all that, it was amazing, right? Like I'm on my phone. My wife's making fun of me. She's like, "Are you on the fantasy league?" I'm like, "No, I'm watching tennis." So it's just, people think we're weird when we watch sports. I'm an ultimate sports fan. So it was great to see. I mean, but the winner of this, Sinner is amazing. He's the first male Italian to win. And if anybody looked in the crowd, there was some big names there. And of course, if you're an NFL fan, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and Pat Mahomes made an appearance, plus all the other celebrities were there. So talk about just a star-studded, amazing finale to watch on an amazing Sunday full of sports.
Yeah, and I have to get to all these topics like you. I'm flipping between channels and sports and looking online. But Kendrick Lamar, is that a surprise for the Super Bowl halftime show?
It's a huge surprise, and it's like out of left field, right? They've kind of gone, I want to say vanilla with who they've picked for it. Kind of Kendrick is just very unique, right? A lot of people loves Kendrick's sound. I'm a big Kendrick fan. So to hear his announcement kind of done Kendrick's way, he put it out first, then everyone followed suit. It's going to be interesting. You're going to have complainers about, the type of music it is, but I think it's great for the NFL. It represents the brand well. I think Kendrick will be a great performer for this Super Bowl in New Orleans. He's perfect for it. So it's exciting to have fresh talent that you don't always see, and not everybody knows who Kendrick is. I've seen that on social today. So I think it's exciting. His music's great, and it'll be fun to see him perform. And I'm sure he'll have some great sidekicks out there.
Well, and more people probably know Drake, who he notoriously has beef with, than Kendrick. Right. So I'm wondering if this was kind of like the NFL flipping a coin and saying, okay, we'll do Kendrick Lamar this Super Bowl, and the next Super Bowl we'll do Drake.
I don't know. Or they're like, whatever team Drake picks probably doesn't want to know that because he's got such bad luck with anybody Drake picks from the NBA to the NFL. They just probably don't want him to do that. So it'll be interesting. Kendrick doesn't keep his opinion to himself.
No.
So it'll be interesting that they chose to use him.
Yeah, bragging rights for sure between the two. Okay, Cowboys QB Dak Prescott, this biggest in the NFL history, 4-year, $240 million extension. Okay, I think there are going to be some.
231 million of that is guaranteed.
So a lot of people are probably wondering why somebody like Mahomes doesn't have a deal this big. And then other people are probably saying, does he have the reputation as the nicest guy in the league?
I've met Dak, great guy. I don't have anything negative to say about him off the field. On the field, I can't believe this contract is this big for a player who hasn't won a playoff game. Let's be honest. And I'm saying that here in Dallas. So
yes, I used to live there. I know his record. Yeah. I get it. I'm just thinking he's loved,
he doesn't
though.
Win. He's very well loved.
Yeah.
I mean, so's Pat Mahomes. He walks into a Mavericks game. Trust me, standing ovation for the man. So, I mean, the difference is Dak, that you have to figure out there's 4 players containing $110 million worth of contracts. Micah Parsons, who's a huge name on this team, his contract comes up next year. They just gave CeeDee a big contract, Dak this big contract, other players. They gave Zeke more money who just came back. How are they going to keep the talent here? And what's going on with this Cowboys team is really, I mean, you usually don't reward folks who haven't won, but then that's been proven wrong.
Well, no, yeah, the Cowboys it's its own world. It's Jerry's world, and we're just watching. Eric Mitchell, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, AB.